Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have an amazing video for you guys today. I found an article that you guys are going to absolutely love. Now, if you're in the market to buy a house or sell a house, or if you're in the rental market, you're really gonna wanna pay attention to this article. I'm gonna be kind of going back and forth between this article and checking Redfin weekly housing data to kind of go back and forth to let you know what's happening and how the market is looking. But basically, everything that I'm reading and everything that I'm figuring out is if you were thinking of selling a house, your window is getting really, really small. I mean, I'm talking, you should have literally listed it last week because you know the Feds just raised the rates yesterday. We have a GDP decline like 0.9% that was released today. It is not looking good. By definition, we are in a recession, but the Biden administration has kind of said that we're not in a recession because we still have strong job growth. Here's the issue. Yes, we have less unemployment, but what is the type of salary that these people are making, right? Are people making enough money to be able to afford some of these housing price hikes that we've seen in the last 2 years? Most likely not, because I guarantee you that in 2019, things were pretty tough back then too, right? So here's the deal. Buyers, here, let's read a little bit from the article. Buyers and sellers are feeling a shift in the housing market. Definitely. It's turning, my opinion is that it's turning from a buyer's market to a seller's market. I'm sorry, from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Sorry about that. So, and it's happening fast, okay? Buyers are now getting basically better deals. In some markets, man, there's a huge drop. I think in Reno, it dropped from like 600,000 your average to about like 550. That's like a $50,000. No, I'm sorry, like 565. It was almost like a $35,000 cut since they started raising interest rates. So yeah, it is becoming a buyer's market. Now, what does that mean, right? That means that if you're selling a house that kind of sucks, if it's, you know, a fixer upper, well, that house is probably gonna sit, it's gonna sit for a long time before it gets picked up, right? If you're selling a house that has all the upgrades, it's in a nice neighborhood, no HOA or low HOA, you know, near a good school district, and it's, you know, it has a nice kitchen or what have you, yeah, that house is gonna sell fast. So this is why they always say, you know, invest in your home. A lot of people are like, you know, why do I need a new kitchen? Why do I need new floors? This is why, because if you ever do want to sell your house, you want to be able to get the best amount of money for that house. And let me tell you, like, if you go in and you put floors in your house for a little bit more, maybe like $10,000, well, you know what? Your house is most likely gonna see that benefit of those new homes because your house will probably sell for $10,000 or even more, right? But you gotta just make sure that you're able to buy at the bottom. If you are looking to buy a house, you wanna make sure you buy houses at the bottom, right? So then as you fix them, and the market goes up, well, now your house, you know, becomes more attractive, plus you make a lot more money on those upgrades that you made. So anyways, getting back to the article, let me read some quotes here that you guys are gonna like. Here we go. We're finding that the market was crazy. The houses were being listed and contracted in 24 hours. Well, you know, that is just unheard of. You know, it was a result of just basically incredibly historically low interest rates, and there was people that had the money, people that had the ability to really get financing. And I know for a fact that a lot of people, you know, got financing that probably didn't qualify, but you know, I know they played with the numbers a lot over there at the mortgage companies. But regardless, you know, houses being listed and sold in 24 hours, it's crazy. And people were like waiving inspections and appraisals. It was kind of like crazy because, again, there was very little supply. And, you know, people were still like suffering from the pandemic. Like, who wants to buy a house during the pandemic, right? Like, we had shutdowns, everyone is scared. So you could have seen that it just created a frenzy and the prices just skyrocketed. So the incentives have been increasing and the prices were decreasing. So things are, here, let me read that again. But while He waited for constructions to finish. He noticed a shift in the building company promotional emails. So basically, what this is saying is that new constructions now are kind of screwed in a way, because we still have the land is still fairly expensive. With inflation, it's costing a little bit more to build houses, and they're kind of being priced out. Home builders are kind of having a hard time. And now, less people can qualify, right? Because the cost of borrowing has become more expensive due to the Fed's raising interest rates. So all that is really becoming a problem. But, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you is that we need more homes. Like, there's not enough homes for people in the United States. But as a result, right? As a result, it will bring down the housing market, which is something that I want, because I personally want to acquire a second home. The best way to build wealth is through real estate, in my opinion. So it does. So here's another. Going back to the article. As mortgage rates have risen, the housing market has cooled off drastically, and it does feel like someone just switched the lights off. Yes, it definitely does. So look, let's just jump into the Redfin weekly housing data. Why are they saying that? Look, orange is 2021, 2019 is blue, and black is 2022. So you can see, okay, we had a huge demand here for new listings. From the year to year, and it was in this area, and that was because on 2020 we had a huge drop. So basically, the amount of inventory is somewhat in line, right? But you could see that the new listings are kind of dropping over here. Now, if we go to homes sold, right, overall, it's not dropping drastically, but the year to year feels like it is dropping, because remember, interest rates were raised. And if you look at the new median house price, this is when interest rates basically started rising. So we've seen a drop in housing prices from $407 to $395. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but look, this right here, this blue one, this is 2019. This is like normal, okay? And then we had coronavirus, which brought the rates down to zero to stimulate the economy. And suddenly in 2021, we had a huge increase. I mean, from like 278 to 347, which is a huge increase. And then the increase continued into 2022 as they went all the way up to 395. Well, you know what? The cities, okay, the metro areas, they can't sustain this kind of growth, right? From 276 all the way up to 395. So what is going to happen is that a lot of people took advantage of borrowing a lot of money for free. But what's going to happen is all these people, this black line between now and next year is going to be most likely below this blue line. We're going to see prices definitely drop. Now, you call it a crash, you call it a slowdown, you call it whatever you want. But the current prices right now is unsustainable, in my opinion, for the economy, okay? Basically, who's gonna end up owning all the houses? Like corporations? Like, no way, dude. Like, the only way to, not the only way, but one of the, in my opinion, the best ways to build wealth and generational wealth is to invest in properties and have them paid off, right? Because then you could turn them into rentals, you could pass them down to your family, they could then benefit from the rent, and that's basically how, a lot of people have become multi-millionaires, billionaires even, through real estate, and this is how they do it. So if we look at the median sales price, look, it is coming down. It is coming down. That's a big drop, guys. Usually over here, the drops are not as drastic, and we are seeing huge drastic drops. So back to the article, if we keep reading, with higher rates pricing out many potential buyers, he said those still on the market can afford to be pickier. Some sellers like Mark weren't prepared for that. He put his house outside of Madison, Wisconsin on April. We were basically told that we would list it on a Thursday. We'd do an open house on Saturday, and we'll take offers on Monday, and it would be sold on Tuesday. 3 months and a few failed deals later, the house is finally under contract. Mickey is feeling the whiplash too. She listed her mom's condo in Arbor, Michigan in early May. The market has expected to compete and literally vanished in a week. That condo is still in the market. So you see, guys, it is definitely becoming a buyer's market, right? Maybe this house that Mark was selling was not that nice, right? That's most likely. Maybe this condo that Mickey's selling is not that nice. Maybe the neighbors bought that, you know, the nice apartment, and hers is still being listed. That's what I'm talking about, is that it is a buyer's market right now. But again, it's gonna continue to be a buyer's market, in my opinion, into the next few years. So just save your money and get ready, because we're going to see unbelievable price drops. Okay guys, if you like this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and go ahead and like and leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.